whenever you want.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 3Y TV. And tonight, it's round 11. It's the start of the chase. And today, it's the I went to Daytona, and all I got was this lousy broadcast 150. Short and sweet. Name indeed, Carlos. I am Mike. Probably did gain about 10 pounds, if not more, over the Thanksgiving weekend. Goodman. Hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving break. Now we're back to racing, and again, Carlos Acosta's joining me, producing here, making fun of me here a little bit, live
Always.
here at Daytona International Speedway. One of these days I'll get the name right away. I just like saying things. But just winding down practice, got about a little over 2.5 minutes to go left in practice. And coming into tonight, again, as I mentioned on top of the broadcast, it's the start of the chase. And coming into tonight, our defending champion, Johnny Eckert, is on top of the standings after they did reset with 19-point lead over Dylan Gooden. And we'll keep track of those chase points as you see there on the right of your screen as we play on through the night. You see Johnny Eckert through Kenton Jones, all the guys that made it in last week at Homestead to clinch their spot here in the chase. And what a place to start off a chase at in a wild card round here at Daytona. And tonight, usually a lot of these iRacing leagues, the count kind of goes down once these chase or playoff forms or playoff situations start. But tonight, I believe we have 31 cars in the field or that have signed up here tonight. 23 have made practice laps so far. And that's interesting there. You see Adam Tepe in that 96 looking a lot like Johnny Eckert. Oof, that was the ultimate fake out there on pit road. As yeah, they're doing a pre-1990 style, no speeding or pit road speed limit there. But going in right now, on top of the practice leaderboard is Aaron Lineman, and the 66 along with Kevin White Jr. I'll get that right too. And Tate Lytle third, Dylan Gooden fourth, and then Dave Carpenter. You can tell I had a week off here. I'm struggling already. Currently rounds out the top 5 here in practice. And from the little bit of practice that I've watched, you see a couple of these guys. See Westergreen there teaming up. I can't really tell on the screen there who he's teaming up with. Different looking car. I believe it looks like a Toyota out there. See some new drivers out here tonight as well. But a lot of guys teaming up. And still can't tell who that is. We'll get it down some point during the broadcast here. Teaming up and getting their partners ready for the start of...
Give me $1.
...of this race. Oh, that is Brandon. Give me $1. Different luck here tonight. See, I couldn't tell that. It's a little fuzzy. Oh, there I can see the 55. Bright and pink. There we go.
But can you drive
it? I cannot drive it at all. And practice is about 7 seconds away from winding down. We'll get started in qualifying. Looks like there's a couple new names out here tonight. I believe I was going to try to say this name before I have to say it in a race situation. In the 26, Jacob Feskinen. Hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Making his debut here in round 11. Is that what he's part of, Mountain Man?
Yeah, teammates to Robert Hill Jr.
Oh, it's Robert Hill Jr.'s teammate. All right. Climbing that mountain. Here we go.
Oh.
And qualifying getting underway here. See our first car coming out, and that's Zishan Dura in the tent truck. We haven't seen Zishan out here in a long time. I mean, he's made a few starts this season. Ooh, that was close to getting a pit exit penalty. He might have timed that out just perfectly, though, too. Seeing what he can do making this lap. I believe we have a bunch of cars out on track already. warming it up here at Daytona, and it should be wild and crazy. So no one's safe for these guys in the top 10. You know, we've seen Johnny Eckert most of this season dominate much of these races, but you know, I think he even alluded to 2 weeks ago when we talked to him after Homestead that you just got to try to survive, and he was hoping to get more of those precious chase points and whatnot to give even a bigger gap, because 19 points, you know, most tracks that would be considered a big lead, but here at Daytona that could get wiped away in a half and totally screw up your championship season. And along with the bigger field car count here tonight, a bad night could hurt you even more so than our average of like 22 to 25 car fields. You see Chris Jordan making his lap now. And I think I did forget to mention, too, there are two 30-lap halves here. And as always, top 14 invert. I see Brennan Dollar going on top of the leaderboard here. First car to make time. Z Shandura quickly goes up top as well. Some guys maybe waiting a little bit to see if track cools down. I don't know if that makes a big difference at Daytona. You get a lot of tracks. If you wait for the track to cool down, you get a little bit more grip. But here at Daytona, I don't think it matters a whole heck of a lot. Just some people seeing what they need to or have to do to get that on top of the leaderboard. And there is La Flama Blanca, the 38 of Kevin White Jr. Just this past week, I was actually watching Eastbound and Down second season that featured Kenny Powers as La Flama Blanca down in Mexico. It's a great show. Gotta watch it. And here we see the Toyota Kyle Larson scheme still looks weird. It's Vincent Isabella. He's raced this car a few times now, and every time I see it for the first time, it's just as weird as the first time, I guess. Zishan Zura's time still holding on top of the leaderboard. Currently, 22 cars or trucks have taken time. And there's Stephen Hot Shoe Schumann in his Tennessee Volunteers number 24. Currently in the 23rd position. Adam Peeler in the 07 in the top 10 as of right now. And there is Dustin Dragon Doer, the guy who just missed out on his opportunity to compete for the chase. Maybe trying to play a little bit of a spoiler here tonight. He was up top of the practice standings for most of it until I think late when the 66 of Aaron Alineman topped him on the charts. See if Dusty can improve on his time. Currently scored 18th at the line this time by. See if he moves up. He might not. No, he does. No, he doesn't. He falls back to 19th. Oh, and there is Chad Thornquist. Somehow spinning out at Daytona by yourself. That's a different one. So Zishan Dura is your pole sitter for half number 1 in the I Went to Daytona, and all I got was this lousy broadcast 150. I'm gonna have to come up with a shorter acronym for this name. So here we'll go through the starting lineup here on half number 1, and on the pole will be the 10 truck of Zishan Dura, and on the outside, Big Zach Roethlisberger in the 31. In row number 2, it's your guy in the truck business, number 75, Dylan Gooden, and alongside him, starting 4th, will be Riley Marabello. Row number 3 will be the mountain man Robert Hill Jr. from way up north in Canada, and alongside him will be Tate Lytle in the 56. In row number 4, it'll be Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas in the 83, and alongside playoff contender, the Land Shark number 73, Kenton Jones. In row number 5, it's the number 4 of Chris Jordan. And starting 10th in the 60 truck will be Thomas Capuano. Row number 6 will be Johnny Eckert, our defending champion. Will be starting 11th. And alongside the Mud Duck, number 18, Kyle Carlson, will be starting 12th. Row number 7, it will be the 07 of Adam Peeler. And alongside him will be DJ Weeks in the 97. And in row number 8 is the 02 of Chad Thurnquist. Alongside starting 16th, it's the 55 of Brandon Give Me a Dollar. In row number 9, it's Alex Kenton in the 72. And alongside in 18th, it's La Flama Blanca, number 38, Kevin White Jr. Row number 10 on the inside will be the 32 of Dustin Dragon Doer rolling off 19th. And alongside will be the 96 truck of Adam Tepe rolling off 20th. Row number 11 will be the 70 of Davis Warren. And starting in 22nd in the 5 truck, Vincent Isabella. Row number 12 here is going to be Steven Hachu Schumann rolling off 23rd. And alongside will be David Westergreen rolling off alongside in the 24th position. In row number 13, Nicholas Monticelli in the 27, Bills Mafia. And alongside him, Jordan Tarble will start off 26th. Row 14 is the newcomer, the rookie, number 26, Jacob Feskinen. I forgot how I said it the first time. Feskinen. And then alongside is Dallas. Where's my hand? Where's my speaking abilities on that? In row number 15, it's the short track kid, the number 19, Austin Beers. He's going to take his talents here to Daytona. And starting in 30th will be the 71 of David, If I Were a Carpenter. And in 31st, that guy who fastest in practice, but starting shotgun on the field, will be the number 66 of Aaron Leineman. So 31 trucks, I believe, gridding up here. Maybe not all of them gridded up, but 31 trucks showing up here tonight to take battle here at Daytona. Should be an exciting one indeed. Zishan Dura in that 10 truck, couple of non-playoff guys in the front row, so they might be more willing to take chances. And we're about to find out as the pace truck's going to get ready to dive onto pit road. We're going to go green flag racing, 30 laps to the first half here at Daytona. And Dura's going to lead him down to the green flag. Here we go, racing at Daytona, start of the playoffs. And right away, that inside line getting formed up pretty well. Riley Marabello going down to the inside, getting right behind Zishan Dura, but that outside got a good run going into the corner. Just as quickly as it looked like the bottom side was getting disciplined, the outside had a good run. Sometimes
Hill's
where the
off.
outside line, Hill's backing off. He's going to take it easy, trying to survive. Maybe most of the riffraff, maybe wait till most of the field thins out towards the end of this race. A lot of times that outside line works once you're in the straightaways and the corners. Obviously, the shortest way around is the line you want to be in. Right now, actually getting a pretty good push. If you come down the line, let's see who's going to lead lap number 1. Looks like Roethlisberger's got the advantage just by a little bit, and I think he's got lap number 1 led in that 31 truck. And actually pretty thinned out, about 4 or 5 cars back. Kind of surprised. I think a lot of guys just trying to take it easy. This field stretched out pretty far. And from the timing and scoring, I believe 28 trucks out of the 31 that entered in tonight are currently running on track, currently all within 2.5 seconds of each other. See all those cars flying by. So now get a couple different packs going here as well. This time by, it looks like Zishan Dura is going to lead on that inside line, getting a pretty good push from Dylan Gooden. So it's always that internal battles. We're now doing the multi-cam here on 3Wide TV. It's one of those things. What do you want to do? I mean, sometimes you get pretty good practice by setting up these moves, doing what you got to do, kind of learning what it takes to get from the back to the front. But also that also puts you in a bigger risk of getting in a wreck. But so far, for the most part, no one seems to be making too aggressive of moves. You are seeing cars too wide. I don't believe we've really seen 3 wide yet to this point. And back up front, leading this time by, leading lap number 3 is going to be Big Zach Roethlisberger in that 31 truck. Was really starting to put together a few good runs. I mean, not always having the best luck. Now we're seeing someone go 3 wide in the back of the pack there. Might be Beers in the 19, maybe trying to bail. Maybe it looks like he might be trying to move up. Hard to tell. Field flies by there. You see some cars going down on the apron, trying to back off, getting out of the riffraff here. Sometimes, well, that's kind of Jones in the 73. Sometimes that's a little dangerous to do. Might be in danger of losing the draft. Speak from experience from that. So it's always a fine line what you got to play, and generally sometimes too you don't worry too bad when you lose that lead pack because you figure at some point there's going to be a caution. But I think we've seen even in this OSCA Truck Series that we could go almost 27 laps or so without having a caution, and at the very last minute, once it's go time, that's maybe when we start seeing the aggressive moves. And there you see Mr. Excitement, a little different look here tonight, promoting his OSCA league that he runs Monday nights in his Belly Up Sports Ford. And Roethlisberger, man, he looks like Dale Jr. out there blocking both lanes. Oh, maybe gave up that inside to Dura. Dura might have let that time by. It was very close there at the line. It was hard to see who actually came out ahead there. It might have been dead even. But up until then, Roethlisberger really choosing his lines pretty well up front. You see a short track kid, Austin Beers. I don't remember the last time we've seen him in a race. It's kind of nice. He's sporting the Jamaican bobsled team truck.
Oh my goodness, Jamaican has a bobsled team.
Who knew, right? Who knew they had a bobsled team? And then side by side, coming out of turn 3 once again, between Dura and Roethlisberger, haven't really been figuring out who wants to lead, and even his pushing partner Dylan Gooden jumped to the high side. Joined him. Now we see Roethlisberger duck down low. He's not afraid to try to play it out. Oh, we get a wreck up front. Roethlisberger around here goes. Not too many trucks involved that got heavy damage. Oh, man. So Roethlisberger wasn't afraid to make moves, but it ended up maybe costing him early on in the going. Zishan Dura with a little bit of damage. So the two guys dominating early on here, getting involved. And Accents will take a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. I think maybe just a bump draft gone wrong in the middle of the corner. Zishan Dura getting involved, a couple other trucks collected as well. Relatively low damage count. Yeah, I think Thomas might have got some rear end damage.
Oh,
Chris
no.
Jordan might have had a little front. Oh, don't do it. He did it. He did it. He went to the inside wall. And we'll take a look from Mr. Excitement. You know, if your race is going to be messed up, you might as well go out and... Oh, he gets back. Tate Lytle has some damage too. He was able to kind of save it. You get in that grass, it's hard to steer the car right there. Oh, no. There, you just maybe let off the throttle, Johnny. No. Ouch. And that might be a deal breaker there for him.
That might be Johnny trying to tell us he wants to go to the booth.
Yeah, maybe Johnny does want to join us up here in the booth. Especially being in the playoffs, that could really put him in a deep hole here early in the going. I thought Thomas was going to be okay. I mean, for the most part, for wrecking in front of the whole field, everyone did a pretty good job avoiding the main concentration of of chaos there. And that will inherit the lead to Dylan Gooden as he's going to lead the field down pit road. So there might have been a threat of green flag pit stops, as there usually is during these halves. We'll see who wins this race off. And then Gooden's going to hit his pit box. Let's see if anyone's going to take 2 tires. No tires, fuel only. Looks like Dylan Gooden did take, in fact, just topped it off. He's going to lead
out.
Field off pit road. Oh, we do have one truck stayed out. Robert Hill Jr. in the 05. As Dylan Gooden, Riley Marabello. Dave, if I were a Carpenter, Thomas Capuano are your top 5 coming off of pit road. There's still a couple trucks that kind of stayed back, getting maybe a little bit of damage. Peeler, Jordan, Myhan, Beers, Lytle. So maybe guys who I don't think many trucks got significant damage in that wreck besides Johnny Thomas, who did get in the inside wall. He's currently scored in 31st, 2 laps down. So it does look like all 30 cars started. So my scoring is lying to me. How dare it? And Robert Hill Jr., another one of our chase contenders coming into tonight, 5th in the points, getting at least some bonus points by staying out and leading some laps. But maybe he's thinking with these cautions, maybe thinking there'll be more cautions, and he will be safe to go on fuel. Generally, the rule of thumb, you think, is 2 of the safest spots to be at a plate track are up front and in the back. But if you ask anyone who races on iRacing, or maybe raced Daytona or Talladega in real life, I'm sure they got in wrecks both about anywhere you run. And actually, where we seen that wreck was Zach Roethlisberger when he was leading the race. And knowing from experience myself, there's almost no safe place to be a lot of the times. As we are now 1 to go to green field, doubling up. Robert Hill Jr. chooses the inside line this time. And about 3/4 of a lap will go back to green flag racing. Some trucks getting some last minute damage fixed on their trucks, hopefully be able to catch the field by the time they go back to green. So now a different contender up front, Robert Hill Jr., Dylan Gooden. Fortunately, he was up there pushing Roethlisberger much of the time, was able to stay out of it. You see on the left-hand side of your screen, the guys highlighted in white are your chase contenders right now.
That is gray.
It's gray? Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Carlos. Gray. They're your chase contenders. And of course, Johnny Thomas getting involved in that one. Digging himself in a little bit of a hole, but we have another half to go after this. But we have 21 laps, 20 to go when they hit the line to settle this one out as the pace car dives down onto pit road. We'll go back to green flag racing, 20 laps to go. Robert Hill Jr. leads the field to the green flag. Here we go back to racing. As once again on that start, looks like the inside line where you want to be, but that outside line still with only 3 cars getting a pretty good push. Now as I say that, looks like Riley Marabello and Robert Hill Jr. will clear Dylan Gooden. But as I said, that where that outside line can get advantage if they do team up, as you see some guys coming from the top, from the bottom to the top. Trying to see what line works best as the front 6 are almost like they're still in pace lap formation coming to the stripe. Let's see who's going to lead this lap. Will it be Gooden? Will it be Hill? Who do you got your money on? Oh, there's a wreck in the back! And that's Monticelli spinning. Oh! Brandon Dollar comes back up on track, gets into Tate Lytle. Wow. And there, ooh, I didn't see who there was stopped on track. I don't know if that was Tate or not. And it looked like teammates of Brandon Gimme a Dollar and Nicholas Monticelli. Maybe a bump draft gone wrong. They're coming to the line. Oh, whoa. Monticelli just shoots across the track. And Dollar spinning on that grass, trying to hold the brake, not to do it. Oh, Tate gets a pretty hard lick into that outside wall.
He took a toe.
And he took a toe, and he might have been stuck there too. See where? No, well, he was not. I've been stuck there before. Not gonna lie. We'll take an onboard view of Tate seeing Dollar spin, nowhere to go. Oh, hard hitting the outside wall.
He just saw dollars go out the window.
Yeah, he saw those dollars go out the window. That's gonna be expensive one to repair. One more look. Oh, look like Monticelli wanted to get in front of his teammate. Wasn't quite clear. And unfortunately, Brandon Dollar getting the worst end of that. And you can't hardly blame Dollar. It looked like he was locking those brakes up quite a bit too, but once you're spinning through that grass, really no control over that truck and coming right back up into the tri-oval. And luckily, Tate Lytle was the only other car that had serious damage in that wreck, because that could have been a lot worse once again, as we're now under our second caution of the half. Oh, it's Tate! Tate, what the heck happened out there?
You know, I just watched the cars spinning down on the grass, and I wasn't sure if I needed to lift or stay in it. I wasn't sure what was going on. There was no caution yet. I saw one of them come back up the track, but I wasn't sure how far it became, and then the car in front of me dove low, and there he was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nowhere to go, and kablooey.
Yeah, kablooey is right. But I told T West, I was like, I'll spot for you, and then I was like, oh wait, Goody needs some friends.
That's right. That's right. And you know, I've heard you do all this announcing in practice, you know, in several different leagues, and you maybe finally put that to the test here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll do what we can for sure.
They're one of green.
Yep.
One lap to green field, doubling up, and from you know, you didn't really last too long, about 13 laps. What kind of feeling did you get out there tonight with the competition?
It's pretty sketchy, man. Like, I'm the type of guy. I mean, I'm not real good at these tracks anyway, but I like to be fairly aggressive and try to make moves. But I was just chilling there on the bottom for that first crash. Those guys that were leading spun out, and me and Johnny both had it missed, and he got hit in the back by somebody. And it kind of ended his race, put me in the back, and then you saw what happened from there. But super aggressive. I mean, there are a lot of inexperienced drivers in this league, so it's cool to see him out here, you know, making those moves. But sometimes it doesn't end real well. It looks like, trying to see who's in the lead. It looks like Riley Marabello,
Dylan Gooden in second.
Our boy Doers up to P3. He was giving me some great pushes in practice.
Capuano in fourth, Third Quest fifth, and La Flama Blanca Kevin White Jr. in sixth.
Yeah, I don't know a ton of these names. I mean, I know most of them, obviously, but there's a couple I don't know. So we'll see. Looks like we're coming to 16 to go here when the pace truck pulls off. Riley Marabello's going to lead him to green with a little push from old Dusty Doer. Green flag's out. Here we go.
With this time by, it looks like the outside line formed up a little bit better, but Riley Marabello's going to get the lead going into turn one. And for the most part, Tate, did you want to kind of stay to that bottom? Is that where you felt a little bit safer?
No, I mean, nowhere's safe, really, as we saw.
Oh! Dylan Gooden! Oh, Tour's involved.
Gosh.
Oh, that's the field. That's the field. Riley Marabello gets a turn there. It looked like even going into that corner. Yeah, that was icy hot there.
That was
a cold. Now I forgot how to say it. It's been a week since I tried to be Shaq, so I can't remember how to do it. Icy to numb the pain, hot to leave it away, something like that. Relax it away. And some people might need icy hot after that wreck, indeed. And it looked like going into one here, it looked like Dewar was almost pushing him through the corner. It looked like Riley's car got a little bit upset. Try to take a look here.
Looks like Dewar's kind of offset to the left a little bit, and then Riley's car hit the apron. He comes back up the track. Dewar.
Or maybe did it start from Dylan?
Oh, it started at
Dylan.
the top. Looks like the sixth truck.
Capuano.
He got Thomas. Thomas.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, look at that
Marabello
air.
takes a little.
He got good flip. Is he gonna
Shades
land?
of Ricky
Okay,
Craven.
that's decent.
Ooh, that's a decent
Okay.
landing.
All right,
Oh,
well,
is it?
that will take some points off.
I'll give it like a 4-2.
I'm gonna
4-2
give
on the landing.
Man, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. It was a little cocky on the landing, but you know it was.
I'll give it a 6-0.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was
So you're
quite
the-
the wreck.
so-
Who's
so-
left?
Yeah. After that, I think most of the trucks are down pit road now.
I don't even know who's left.
I think you got Thornquist got through. White, Carlson,
Feskinen,
Feskinen.
Tepe. I call him Tepe, sorry.
That's what I call it. Have I been saying his name wrong this whole time?
Zishan made it through. No, I don't know. Zishan's hurt from the first crash. Looks like D West isn't too hurt.
Man, it just a lot of trucks got
Tepe's a
involved
little
in that wreck.
hurt. Carlson looks fine. Aaron Lineman looks fine. K-Dub Jr. looks pretty good up there in second. He's got a little rear end damage, but
See, and then there's the guy with the golden horseshoe. I think, shoved up where at our defending champion, Johnny Eckert. I believe he scored in third right now. Looks like he got through that mess.
yeah, I don't know how many lives he has, but it's more than 9.
Oh, for sure. And just,
Oh!
and I think some of these trucks maybe have just minor damage. And a lot of guys in the back, Carpenter looked like he got through okay. He's in 5th, currently scored. So certainly, I mean, it was a big one, but one that Capuano. Oh man,
Yeah, he's killed.
he looks like Cole Trickle there. Days of Thunder, trying to go on pit road backwards.
He's just, I mean, they're still going through the gears here. There's no reason, I mean, to be pushing that hard. He just got offset to the left. And I mean, we know, oh, D West is hurt. Never mind, D West is hurt bad.
Oh yeah, he's got some heavy
Yeah.
front end damage, but if he can get out there and just limp, especially being a guy in the chase right now, with like you said, how many cars are left at full strength, he can at least salvage a halfway decent finish.
Yeah. My street quality is really bad, so I'm having trouble kind of piecing everything together here, but
Sometimes it gets a little blurry, so that's where. Oh, yeah. Marvell just took a hard hit. Dewar took a hard hit to the outside wall. Man,
I feel bad for laughing, but that was a wild crash on a restart. I mean, they're only going like 130. It's not like they're even up to full speed. These trucks are pretty slow at getting up to speed. You're not going 170 till about turn 3. So
yeah, it almost looked like trucks going full song at like iRacing Super Speedway. As we are now 1 to Greenfield, gonna double it up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna now see how many good trucks are left in this race. Maybe Vincent Isabella. Both are top 10.
Robbie Hill's got some damage. Beers, I don't know if he has any damage, but he's restarted back there with me during that last crash, so he must have something. Monticelli, I've heard dang it Monticelli over the radio a couple times already, so I don't know where that lines out. Carpenter looks like he's got some rear end damage. DJ Weeks looks pretty clean. He was back there with me when I got wrecked, so he's making it up time. Obviously, Eckert, he's your favorite right now. Z, Lineman. 18's got rear end 38's got heavy rear end damage. I hope the 66 doesn't try to push him too hard, but
yeah, it's gonna be quite the mash unit here. I believe currently scored 23 trucks. Well, actually, a few more. 26 trucks currently scored on the lead lap. And I would say about half of them are wounded, at least in some way. As you even see some damage to the 38 truck of Robert Hill Jr. Looks like a spoiler dented up, if I'm seeing that correctly. We'll see how he can handle into the draft here, as he's going to start on the outside, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll have about 10 or 11 laps to go once we hit the stripe.
Yeah, we're coming down to the nit and grit of this race, and this field's slimming down with every minute. So,
And it's only going to get more aggressive from here as Chad Thirdquist leads him to the green flag. Feels like it's a little bit more spread out at this time by.
Yeah, let's see how much that damage on White's truck affects him. He's probably been 5 minutes in the draft. Leading with that much rear end damage, I can't imagine it's helping his case.
Yeah, and it appears that inside line's getting a pretty good run.
Yeah.
I think top 4 have already, or 3 at least, have already cleared Kevin White as he's fallen back into 5th.
Yeah, I'm looking at old Vince Isabella. His truck looks pretty clean. He's making his way up to the top 5 already. I don't know if he's been involved or anything yet, but looks like he's keeping up pretty good.
And there's
back here. Davis
3 wide. 3 wide in that 70.
Middle.
You see side-by-side view here coming to the stripe. 11 laps to go.
Oh, no.
Oh, the record.
Oh, my goodness.
Carlson, I think.
No caution.
Dollar again.
No caution.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Caution is out. Oh, man.
Dang it. This is hard to witness.
You know, at this rate, you might be able to get your truck fixed and go get a few spots.
Yeah, I mean, if I was racing for points, I'd be licking my chops right now, but it was further back than this.
Yep, you're right. My bad.
Yeah. They were
Come
3
on,
wide
Carlo.
back. Yeah, jeez.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
66 turned himself on somebody.
Might have been Monticelli in the 27.
Yeah. Dang it, Monticelli.
Dang it, Monticelli. And just being able to bring out the caution. And looks like Monticelli might have came up a little bit. I don't know if the 66 came down and lined him in.
Yeah, we'll just call that a group effort.
Yeah, that was...
2 guys trying to go for a truck and a half's worth of track, and for the 4th time this race, it didn't work out too well. So hopefully, I mean, we'll probably only have 6-7 laps to go here when we come to the green flag. Hopefully, we actually get some action.
Yeah,
so
and
telling you who does and doesn't have damage. Every caution for the. I mean, this is hard watching for the people on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's you know, usually we see one half kind of be crazy, one half kind of be more mellow. Do you expect the second half to be a little bit more mellow for you?
No. No, I don't. I think. Well, I mean, it can't be this like crazy, but I don't expect it to be mellow by any sense of the term. Maybe mellow compared to this.
and it's you know, I always kind of wondered too, especially when you're about mid-pack, and I know you're getting down there. You still had over 10 laps to go. It might have been a little bit early to be that aggressive 3 wide in the first lap of the restart. So I think everyone, especially if you're still out there with a clean truck, maybe just take a deep breath, mellow out, let things kind of play out. Let the leaders wreck each other.
Get some icy hot.
Right?
Yeah, get some icy hot.
I really hope we're coming to 1 here. Looks like, I mean, there's wasn't a whole lot of time for them to change positions up front.
Nope.
Looks like it's still 2 to green, so that's unfortunate for us. But who? Goody, of those guys that are left up there, who's your guy you're looking at?
Man, I was just gonna ask you the same thing. You know, I can never doubt that 90 truck of Johnny Eckert. He always, again, has that golden horseshoe, and he knows how to be there at the end. And I think this might be one of those nights for him as well. Who do you got?
I mean, he's an easy pick. Eckert obviously is going to, I mean, barring something that's out of his control, he's going to be there with a chance. Turnquist is always aggressive. Thornquist, sorry, we call him Turnquist over at our team. But got old stepdaddy Vincent Isabella in 3rd place. I think he's got a real shot at this.
Oh, we're 1 to green.
Yeah, we're 1 to green, doubling up.
I think Vic made an executive decision to speed up the process here. But yeah, I'm looking at Vincent Isabella. Other than Eckert, I'm looking at Vincent Isabella. He's in 3rd place. That Kyle Larson painted
Toyota
Tundra.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And Vincent, he can get it done. He's pretty good at plate tracks, and he's definitely going to be a name to watch out for here in the closing laps as we'll hit 8 to go. Wants
Yeah,
to
he
go
won
back to
that,
green flag racing.
He won that big Daytona 250 that Elite Racing put on a couple of months ago in the 87 car. He banked about $250 there, so he knows how to get it done. As we're coming to green, Thornquist leading the bottom and Carlson leading the top. It's the bottom where they have quite a bit better jump.
Ooh.
Eckert jumps to the top. I don't know if something happened or if he's making a move.
Yeah, they're fanning out quite a bit going.
Yeah,
going
something
down.
must have happened, but
So far, so good going into turn 1. Thornquist is going to take the take the advantage with Vincent Isabella now right on his rear, pushing him to the front. Mud Duck Carlson on the outside, trying to get that outside line going.
everyone's got nicknames. Carlos. Here we go to turn 3. Coming to 7 to go this next time by. Turnquist up front. Stepdaddy Vincent second. And what'd you call him?
The Mud Duck.
The Mud Duck Carlson in P3 right now.
He's from Minnesota. That's why you got to call him that. It's a Wisconsin, Minnesota thing.
Stepdaddy Vincent?
Yeah, what is that from?
You know, some of these stories are long. They don't need to be shared, but
And maybe not safe for a viewing audience or the audience out there.
yeah,
Listening audience.
it's an inside joke. I hope Vincent goes back and watches this. He'll be loving it. But he's given that 0-2 a real good shove through the corner. I don't know if I'd advise, but we are coming to 6 to go. We forget we're so late in the race because we haven't really raced all that yet. As we see Air Force Run landing in the back.
Going way too fast for that.
The president maybe is going to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken, whoever wins this half, just like they did back in 84.
Oh, Vince is going to get split if he's not careful. Nope. Carlson
is going to be out in the sucker lane.
Well,
he's got a little relief from Monticelli. Oh, Monticelli! Ooh, left him right in front of the short track kid, Austin Beers. And side by side for the lead now between Dura and, or is that Isabella up on top? Isabella now, he moved up to the top lane. Things are moving and shaking so often I can't tell who's where. And all that someone's trying to get out in that third lane.
Yeah,
that might be Austin
lower than
Beers.
that on the bottom. DJ Weeks giving Turnquist heck of a push.
Oh boy.
Hooks himself in to Vincent Isabella. Something happened to the back. They kind of spread out a little bit. Looks like they got it gathered up. Davis Warren in the 70 truck there.
And Carlson already back to 15
to go here at Daytona.
At the stripe, who's it gonna be this time by?
Stepdaddy Vince, 5 to go here in OSCA.
Yeah, a little bit of that practice announcement's coming out now. I like it. Right now, it looks like. Why is my thing saying DJ Weeks? My scoring system's all screwed up here. And side by side.
Feels like 90 by 90 pixels right now on the stream. So I'm like, who is that? It looks like Vince got a good run down into 3. He's got to clear. He does.
Oh, wow.
He does 3 wide. Here comes Johnny Eckert to the top with help from Austin Beers in the 19 truck. Eckert
in the wall.
Here comes Turnquist through the middle.
And they're still 3 wide in the back. Side by side. Good run for Thornquist coming to the line. 4 laps to go. Oh, man. People diving below the yellow line. I don't know if they're going to make these last 4 laps here, Dave.
I'm gonna say no, but we're gonna have one heck of a finish regardless. I think. Vincent Isabella up front, Turnquist leading the top lane. DJ Weeks on the bottom, giving Isabella the push, and it looks like is that Dura or is that Dura in the second on the top. He's given the 0-2 of Thornquist a push. And right now, help from Johnny Eckert. So
yeah, that top line's looking pretty good, pretty well formed. That bottom line spread out a little bit. Johnny Eckert now.
Comes Eckert made an executive decision. He says, "I'm gonna move to the bottom. I got a chance to win this race." But the problem is, if he locks himself down there, he's got nowhere to go. If you're locked third and line, what do you do?
Yeah, and there could be a wreck in between as these guys are fanning all over the place, side by side. Still 3 laps to go. Thornquist and Isabella still trying to duke it out for spot number 1.
I hope this stays green. This could be one heck of a finish between these guys. All of them want it really, really bad. I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite at this point.
Yeah, and it looks not, at least down the backstretch, that top line gets formed up pretty good, but where it matters.
They almost turned each other right there. Beers is 3 wide.
3 wide. Oh, boy. Carlson's trying to make his comeback. He's moved back up into the top 10. He's pushing Monticelli through the middle. They're trying to work their way up to the front.
Beers just got pushed out. Eckert's probably regretting his decision to move to the bottom about now. 2 to go. Vincent Isabella at the line in front of Thornquist. Got about a minute and 40 seconds left of racing if these guys can keep reporting in the right direction.
And then you wonder, right now, they've been trapped behind Isabella and Thornquist for the past 8 laps to someone try to move to that third line, make it 3 wide.
Well, there's 2 ways to win this race if you're not named Thornquist or Isabella. That's wreck them or move to the top. So hopefully they move to the top and don't wreck them. But we'll see. It looks like Monticelli in the third in the top lane. Eckert's probably wishing he was there to try and make a move with help from Carlson. But we're coming to the white flag here at Daytona. 1 lap to go this time by.
White flag. Here we go. Thornquist getting a good push.
Thornquist with the run. He's going to be able to clear. Not quite. Oh, they're wrecking back there.
No caution.
We'll watch that later. We'll watch that later. No caution. White flag was out. They're wrecking big.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Got another car on the apron. Isabella, a point right now, but by barely.
Oh, and they're
car on the wall. They're wrecking. They're wrecking again.
Monticelli might have been the other car. No, he's still in top 5. They're wrecking all over the place here.
We've had 7 crashes, and we still got 2 more corners to go. White flag is out. Beers to the outside.
Where's this come from? Holy man, coming out of
DJ Weeks is my pick. Here we go. DJ Weeks gonna have a heck of a run here if he's able to get to the top. He can't though. He can't clear. Or will he? He's got DJ Weeks.
Oh my God.
DJ Weeks. DJ Weeks is the line by nothing.
Oh, we got the sex spots again.
DJ Weeks by 100th of a second over Vincent Isabella. What a finish! What a race!
Beating and banging, coming to the line. How about that, Tate? You can't write a better script. They were Days of Thunder wrecking everywhere, side by side finish.
I mean, if this was elite, there'd be 6 EOLs right there. That was a lot of wrecks
for the
last
7th
lap.
time. We still have 2 corners to go. You killed me with that.
Oh man!
Carlson on the backstretch. He's got to not be liking the way that one ended up. I'm watching the replay right here. It looks like I don't know. Let's see.
It looks like he gave up that little bit of bottom lane.
It looks like he pulled a Jamie McMurray and tried to block the top, and then DJ Weeks pulled a Harvick on him and just dove to the bottom. And then he realized he was going to get beat, so he tried dooring it, I mean, that's the right move.
It almost worked.
He was sideways. He was sideways, that's for sure.
Oh,
what a
man.
race. Yeah.
Woo.
Let's see. By a whole 100th, and Isabella was about as sideways as a guy could be at the line. Eckert, Mr. 9 Lives, ended up in P3, Thornquist 4th, and Beers after getting shuffled in that Jamaica car. Jamaican crazy.
Jamaican bobsled team, man.
Yeah, the Jamaican me crazy. He finished 5th, and Tepe was in 6th, and he was more than a second behind. So no one made it out clean by the time they were finished. But the top 5 were the only ones that were clean when they got to the line. I think DJ's going to pull out the backup for race 2 after winning, which, I mean, I guess we all are. So.
Yeah, and how about Monticelli kind of having a rough start of it, but ends up finishing in 7th. There you look at the rest of the running order, at least through 28th here. Some big chase contenders, Kynan Jones in 13th, David Westergreen 17th.
Yeah,
La Flama Blanca 23rd. That was about as wild can get there at the end.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I'm just glad they were able to finish it under green, and we didn't have to watch him pace any more than we did. But yeah, I thought Vince had it. I thought DJ was going to have to go to the outside, and it didn't look like he had quite cleared Thornquist. So I wasn't sure if he was going to have the lane, which I'm surprised. I'm looking at it now. He was clear. I'm surprised he didn't take it because normally that's the move. Normally that bottom move gets blocked or you get wrecked either way, but he was able to make it work, and He stayed above the yellow line. He wasn't below the yellow line until Vincent Isabella put him there. But yeah, quite the race there. That was
And how about
glad I jumped up here.
and how about that for DJ Weeks too? A guy coming in third in the points in the chase. I believe, where did Eckert finish? He might have actually got
Third.
scrambled. Well, he got third, so he might not have gained a lot of points, but still a good way to start off your chase season there for the 97.
Yeah, I got another race here, starting P30. Hopefully, I don't have to come back up here. Hopefully, I can finish this one out. But
All right,
if I
well,
get wrecked, I'll be sure to come back up here and
we'll have some more fun.
exactly. You boys have fun, and hopefully you see me dodging the wrecks and not being part of them.
All right, well, if it's like that last lap, you got a lot of dodging to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to average passing 1 car a lap to win. So we'll see what we can do.
You got this.
We'll see.
All right, see you, Tate. And what a wild finish indeed. We'll see if Tate can go from the booth to victory lane here once again. And Zach Roethlisberger ended up 14th. He'll be starting front row here in half number 2. The old mud duck Kyle Carlson will be starting alongside. Zishan Dura, we were starting in third. He was our pole sitter for half number 1. Stephen Hot Shoe Schumann roll off 4th. 5th, Davis Warren. 6th, Monticelli. Is this? Oh yeah, this is current. I thought Monticelli started in 7th or finished 7th. I'm confused. Adam Tepe. Now I don't know how to say his name right. I said Tepe too long. I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. He's in 7th. Austin Beers 8th. Chad Thornquist 9th. Johnny Eckert 10th. Vincent Isabella 11th. And DJ Weeks, who won that race, will be 12th. So it must have been 12 cars inverted this time. It's Kynan Jones 13th. Robert Hill Jr. 14th. I believe everyone gridded up here, so might have been my hand and who's Ken? Oh, Kenton. Well, the other two guys maybe missed the grid and will be starting on pit road, but if it goes about as crazy as it did in half number 1, might be a wise decision to avoid a lot of the wildness that ensued in half number 1. And now we got more contenders out there, guys like Tate Lytle, who was just up here in the booth. We've seen a little bit. That was still not as best as he does in practice sometimes. He sounds like the short track dirt announcer sometimes, and showed a little bit of that for how wild that last lap was. So 30 more laps of green flag action. Redemption time for that 31 of big Zach Roethlisberger. Trying to see if he can stay up front this time, not get turned. Pace truck's going to dive down pit road. We're ready to go back to green flag racing here for half number 2. Here we go. Roethlisberger's going to take the advantage. Really, no one's helping Carlson on that outside line, not getting a whole bunch of help. And as I say that, he pushes himself past Roethlisberger once he does get that help. So many things change so quickly here at Daytona. Side by side coming out of turn number 2. Looks like a pretty big gap there on the bottom line. This might be the advantage for the top, but Roethlisberger and Dura really getting almost tandem draft together. Pushes himself way past clearing. 18 Carlson coming out of turn number 4. And easily should lead this lap unless Dura decides to make a move. Will be Zach Roethlisberger. Davis Warren tries to make a move to the outside. Trying to get that outside line forming up once again. Oh, someone's in the grass there. Down the tri-oval. Maybe a little bit calmer so far than half number 1, but still some crazy stuff going on. That looks like the Land Shark. He was land sharking right through the grass there. We're now on lap 2 of 30. Isabella working his way up to that 4th position. He wants to get back up to that lead where he enjoyed there at the tail end, right up until a couple hundred yards away from the finish line where he lost the lead. And already you see how hard Zishan is pushing the 31 truck. You see the damage already on the back bumper of Zach Roethlisberger. So they kind of have this plan. They want to push themselves. They even gapped Tepe a little bit in that 96 truck. And old stepdaddy, I guess I'm going to call him that now since I have no idea what it means, but it sounds good. Trying to get that outside line working, but Hot Shoe Schumann, he's making a third line. There's 3 wide. Vincent Isabella was stuck in the middle for a second until Warren went and helped him on the inside. That will leave the 24 in the sucker hole in the meantime. And that lap number 3 was led by Zach Roethlisberger. Isabella's still trying to get that outside line going. Seeing if he can get up there and compete with the top 2. But Dura and Roethlisberger so far really able to gap a lot of the field. And if they wanted to, they could almost, maybe not now, could have cut in front of Isabella. But Isabella getting a good push from Warren. They're going to be side by side going into turn number 3. Isabella got the advantage for a second, but that inside line, Dura and Roethlisberger hard to beat at the moment. Coming to the stripe, though, might be Isabella getting the advantage this time, leading lap number 5. Oh, Roethlisberger gets him back at the end. That was seesawing back and forth. And it's crazy how good of a push those 2 trucks are getting. Tepe really not getting involved too close with the 10 machine. They're still able to pull up to the gap that they do over Isabella. Well, side by side, more or less, but still getting that advantage. The top line being formed maybe a little bit better at the moment. Now Isabella's going to clear the 31. He's going to move down to the inside. Leave the guy who got him there, Davis Warren, up on top. 3 wide, there's our boy Tate Lytle. Well, he's passing more than a car a lap. He's already worked himself up into the top 10. There you see Dewar Lytle. Line him in the 66. So it's kind of started similarly. You see the lead pack kind of bunched up and the rest kind of all single file on the bottom, but we've seen how it started and how it ended up. Things can change awful quickly. You see guys like Lytle started in the back trying to work their way up to the front. Ahead of him, Chase contender David Westergreen in that 6th position. After getting involved in a wreck, half number 1, hopefully have better luck this time by. This go round. Now looks like Warren's trying to get his revenge on the guy who he helped get up to the front. Isabella, they're side by side. Isabella currently has the advantage. That top line still working pretty good. Isabella still getting a pretty good push from the 31 of Zach Roethlisberger. No one really taking too many risky moves to make it 3 wide. As they say that Mr. Excitement, he tries to do it. He might just be going to the back of that pack as well. Actually, he moves right behind Dustin Dewar at 32. There you see Johnny Eckert, and he's back in. Where am I looking? We just saw him on the screen.
23.
Where is he running? I don't see him on the score sheet. 23. Okay, that's what you said. My bad. 23rd. Laying back, waiting for this riffraff to sort itself out just a little bit. But one thing kind of Tate alluded to, you see, like Roethlisberger kind of trapped on the bottom side there. So sometimes you can get trapped if you're in one of those backpacks trying to take it easy. And say we did go green, not saying we will. Say if we did, and then sometimes you're just kind of at the mercy of that inside line and not really be able to make any moves. It's Warren. Oh, he's barely able to clear the 5 of Vincent Isabella. So Davis Warren is going to come by, has a good chance to lead this lap if Hot Shoe Schumann Gets those shoes a running here down at the line. Looks like Warren's going to lead this lap. So we're kind of right now seeing the exchange of leaders where Roethlisberger once was leading this pack. He's currently sitting in the 5th position. As one by one, that outside line kind of keeps moving up in front. And now Isabella kind of giving the 70 of Warren kind of the same push Dura gave to Roethlisberger at the beginning of this race. And teammates there on the top side, Schumann and Westergreen, trying to get a push on the outside. Oh boy, there's some chatter going on the between the drivers right now. Worried about making crazy moves and calling each other out like that. Just plate racing. You know how it goes. And yeah, it's still going on here. But this will be fun radioactive. If you never listen to that, it's always good stuff. I'm sure there's gonna be some awesome stuff on Twitter this week after this race. As Warren still holds on to that lead. There's Capuano off the pace. Going back, Dylan Gooden. Looks like Robert Hill is going to get by him. Still up front, the 70 truck of Davis Warren leading this pack. Coming to 20 laps to go. Isabella now moves to the outside. In front of Hot Shoe Schumann, trying to get back up in front once again. Looks like he's going to have a good shot doing it going down the backstretch. If that outside line can keep that run going. And he will. Looks like so far he's staying up top with Hot Shoe Schumann. And he's going to go down to the bottom. Oh! Schumann looked like he was going to try to duck down below as well. That's going to force 3 wide. Westergreen up top. Westergreen's going to get help from Tate Lytle. Dewar is going to decide to help Schumann up in that middle line. No, he might think better of it. Oh, boy. 3 wide yet coming to the line. Isabella leading. Warren, Westergreen, Westergreen, I mean, gets behind Schumann. Woo. A lot of almosts there, but everyone able to keep it rolling. And so far, a lot less calamity than we've seen in half number 1. And oh, round goes Isabella off the front bumper of Davis Warren. And no caution as he's well safely on the apron. And they had some choice words for each other before that, so I'm sure maybe some choice words now after that spin. But to see what happened, what brought that out. Here we go. Isabella looks like he left that bottom lane a little open there. Cuts back in front. And spins it around. Stepdaddy's got some work to do to get back in this race. Maybe hope for a quick caution as well, as he's out of the draft. As now Stephen Hot Shoe Schumann, along with his teammate David Westergreen on the inside line. Dewar and Lytle on the top. Side by side going down the backstretch. Mr. Excitement too up in the mix in the 83 machine. Lytle getting a good push ahead. He's going to go down to that bottom lane. He's going to take the lead. And he went from the booth to the lead here. And he's going to lead lap number 14 unless Dewar can get a good run coming out of turn 4, and he does. And Dewar might be the one who leads this lap this time by. At the line, give it to Dewar. The Dragon heats up. Oh, they're wrecking on the front stretch.
Caution.
Ooh, excuse me. And it's Davis Warren and La Flama Blanca. Kevin White Jr. So Warren getting in a couple incidents here, and then one brings out a yellow. So he was up front early on in the going. Things kind of quickly turned south for him. Oh, they get together. Looks like maybe Warren came up there a little bit. I don't know if he was trying to get back up in that top line. And maybe not realizing he was getting that good of a run. He probably wanted to blend up into that top line. Looked like it might have started with a little net code, but it looks like that's the way it was trending either way. And it looks like, I don't know if either driver really hit anything. A little bit of damage, it appears, on the back end of that 70 truck. Might have been from bump drafting, similar to what we've seen out of Roethlisberger as well. So now the caution's out. There you see Dustin Dragon Dewar in the lead. Currently scored in second is Johnny Thomas. And then it's Tate Lytle, Nicholas Monticelli, and then Steven Schumann in fifth. Monticelli's now in third. They might be settling that dispute out. So I think similar to what we've seen in half number one, most of these guys should be coming down pit road. Top off the fuel, and then they should be good to go the rest of the way here. There's currently 29 trucks in the field, all on the lead lap. So far, a lot less damage given to a lot of these trucks. I think at this point we might have had half the field healthy. But we'll see who's going to win off the race off pit road. Maybe that caution will create a little bit more excitement, as Dewar's going to lead him on to pit road. See who wins this race off. If you do follow the Elite Racing League, Tate Lytle, he went from third to first. He knows he has a fast pit crew. See if he can get him out ahead of Dewar.
Tepe stayed out.
Tepe stayed out. And then it looks like Dewar is going to lead him off pit road. Oh, Tate Lytle did get him off in second, I will believe. Monticelli in third out of the guys who came down pit road. Then Johnny Thomas in fifth, maybe took 2 tires. So the mock Johnny Eckert scheme, the 96 of Adam Tepe, will be scored your leader. We've seen Robert Hill Jr. do this in half number one, and he was up front for a majority of the race. And now we should be getting maybe 1 to go next time by, maybe 2 to go. So now, after the pit cycles go through, Tepe, your leader, Dewar second, Lytle third, Monticelli fourth, Carlson fifth, Thomas sixth, Dura seventh, Westergreen eighth, Good ninth, and Brandon, give me $1 rounds out your top 10. But still, just past halfway here. So still got a lot of racing to do. And now it might be the time we see a little bit more aggressive moves than we've seen early on in the race here. So we'll see how much the intensity ramps up once we get going back green flag racing. Actually, looks like Tepe did come down pit road this time by. So he maybe wanted to lead a lap, get a bonus point, as he's in a chase, might just want to get that bonus point, and now he'll be starting in the back, and then maybe stay out of the riffraff that he might see that's maybe going to ensue, as now Dewar will inherit the lead once again, as he had it once the caution came out. Tate Lytle will be starting in second. I believe we do have 1 lap to green. Actually, no, the lead will go to Tate, I believe, by the lateness of the pit. So his lane would move up 1. So move Tate up to first.
Green.
Maybe not. I'm not sure what's going on there. As we see Tepe going off pit road. Either way, we see Dewar on the inside, maybe in the lead. Might be the control car, depending on when iRacing gave him the go-ahead. And Tate just informing Vincent Isabella about the stepdaddy Vincent. So the pace truck's going to get ready to dive onto pit road. Pace truck's going to dive off here. We're going to go back to green flag racing. Dewar and Lytle going to be on the front row here as we restart. Once they hit the stripe, will be 13 laps to go. Left here of the I went to Daytona, and all I got was this lousy broadcast 150. And Dewar on that inside line. Looks like he'll get the early advantage. And oh, just as we get going, caution's out. Schumann with some heavy damage. Ooh, excuse me. So something happened there. Never really got going. Some of these trucks never really got past the stripe. Is that La Flama Blanca maybe getting into Hot Shoe Schumann there? I don't know if he was trying to get a jump start. Oh, he was. Schumann did not get going right away, and White was trying to get over Zealots and try to get on the inside. And that kind of caused chain reaction. There's Vincent Isabella got some damage in that as well. Kind of take the helicopter cam view here. We'll get maybe a better view. Lineman getting involved. Tepe. Kynan Jones, our chaser. Another tough break for the 73 truck. All that and not even getting back to the line. So as things were settled in the first half, now going right back to crazy here. As that 32 truck's going to enjoy the lead for a little bit more with no chaos going on behind them. And once we go back to green, we should be close to under 10 laps to go, so not a lot of time to get stuff done. Although we seen the calamity that could happen on last lap and how much things can change in just a short period of time. So 10 laps can be quite a few laps here as well. As I believe most people just trying to catch up to the pace truck as Dewar, Lytle, Carlson, and Monticelli have done right now. As you see the rest of the field catching back up. So that pace truck might not even been fully parked on pit road by the time he had to go back out there again. So maybe some settling down needed for these boys to try to get some more green flag racing in, get this race done. Dewar looks like he's doing his Tony Stewart impressions, messing with the pace truck. Yep, trying to get right on the back bumper there. Don't want to do a Kyle Busch and knock the back bumper off. You know, NASCAR frowns upon that, but Dewar is he's flirting with it. In general, you don't hit the pace truck in iRacing. You'll just go through it. I don't know if that's what Dewar is trying to do there in the 32. Now I want to see how many takers are on pit road. You do see on the bottom of your screen Warren, Tepe, and believe who would be that other car? Not Carlson on pit road. Carpenter. There we go. Man, they probably have the same abbreviations on there. Carlos, why is that? Crazy. So those guys getting some damage repaired. They get back up to speed as there's still 26 cars on lead lap out of the 29 cars that took the green flag here for half number 2. Steve Schumann, Kynan Jones, and La Flama Blanca, Kevin White Jr. are the only trucks not on the lead lap. Now it looks like the field's doubling up. 1 lap to go to green flag racing. And once we go back to green, should be 9 laps to go to settle this one out. And up front, you have guys, again, not in the gray. The gray, as Carlos says, as you see scrolling through your ticker on top of the screen. Those are the guys that are your chase contenders. But 2 guys up front, they're running here for checkered flags, and they're hungry for wins. Both guys getting wrecked out as we had Tate up here in the booth here for the second half of half number 1. And these two were working together, as even Tate brought it up. We're working together in practice. We'll see if maybe they have something planned on the restart and kind of form up. Or now that we're going to 9 laps to go, if it's every man for himself. You do have a couple teammates of Monticelli and Carlson right behind them. Ooh, excuse me. See if they formed up. Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas on the inside, and row number 3 on the outside. Zishan Dura in that 10 truck, who's been proved to be a pretty good pusher early on in the going. Both halves before he's gotten taken out. Get the frog out of my throat. Pace truck is diving down onto pit road. Dewar's going to lead him back to the green flag. Here we go. He's going to hit the loud pedal, and round we go. Now 8 laps to go, or 9 laps to go. I believe that's correct now. 9 laps to go. I was right. Side by side. Lytle. I do. I really do. Someday I will. And it's going to be Lytle and Dewar side by side going through turn number 2. Who's going to get the advantage? Going down the backstretch, looks like Lytle's going to get a pretty good push from Johnny Thomas on the outside. They formed up. And, oh, man, Dewar not getting a good push at all. That inside line getting nothing going. And now Tate and Thomas are going to move to the bottom. And they're going to take over this lead as we're coming to 8 laps to go. Dewar's trying to move aggressively to the outside of Carlson. Almost didn't have him cleared. Now he's going to try to go side by side with Lytle going down to the stripe. Lytle's going to at least have a car length advantage at the moment. See if that outside line gets any push going. 2 by 2 as Dewar and Lytle switch positions off that restart. The outside line getting out of turn number 2, seeing if they can get a run on the inside line. See what train's gonna be faster here going down the backstretch. I think Johnny Thomas is giving it real good shots to Lytle. That's gonna give him the advantage going into 3. That outside line, the 18 of Carlson's gonna have to get on that bumper going down these straightaways if they're gonna have any shot on that outside line. Oh man, Thomas almost getting up into Dewar. Everyone able to keep it clean. 6 laps to go. No, 7. That counter changes early. That's why. It's messing with me. Oh, man. Come on, counter. I know. I've been doing it way too long. I should have noticed that before right now. But now it looks like that outside line getting a pretty good formation. But as we've seen before, oh, looks like Thomas, they're all funked up on the bottom. I said funked, just to let you know.
No, I heard.
Just to be clear.
Kids are watching.
Kids are watching. It looks like Thomas was going to go low, and they were able to form it back up and regain the lead going out of turn number 4. Tate Lytle's going to lead that time by 6 to go. No one making too many aggressive moves besides Thomas and Lytle kind of getting a little scary there on the backstretch last time by. I think Carlson's really waiting to give that good push to Dewar. He's able to kind of keep things more or less clean. Oh, there's a wreck in the back!
No. They saved it.
Did they save it? Oh my goodness, it looked like one truck was sideways.
And
it looks like...
My hand!
Man, it looks like he has a little bit of rear end damage. Able to get back going. Hopefully he doesn't lose that lead pack. But back up front, coming to 5 laps to go. Lytle's going to lead that time by again. Look like Dewar is going to get a run. Western Greens goes around. Big wreck in the back. Dylan Gooden involved. Oh, heavy hit to the outside wall. A couple of chasers involved in that one. Tempers are flaring over the radios right now. See a couple other trucks there involved. Zishan Duro, who's had a great run going. Gets caught up there. Oh, it looks like Western Green. It's going to be hard for him to get back around. That motor is puffing. Hopefully he can get back without needing a tow. Let's see what started that wreck. Looked like Dura and Gooden maybe getting together there. That was Is that netcode? That was interesting how that started. But once it did, trucks everywhere. Oh, Monticelli coming up from that inside lane, getting into Gooden and kind of causing. I was concentrating so close on the back end to see if Dura got in the back, but here Monticelli going up and causing the wreck here late in the going, which should lead to a green-white checkered. You see Robert Hill Jr. involved, another chase contender. Ooh, this is on board, I believe, of Brandon Dollar. Oh, and Void's that inside wall. That's a good move there. I believe slipping and sliding. He should be okay, but a little front end damage already to his truck. Zishan, oh man, a good run going. A lot of chase contenders getting involved. This is going to jumble up the points big time after tonight. As next week we head to, I believe, Rockingham. I once had it up. Yes, next week Rockingham, then the finale in a couple of weeks at Nashville. And Monticelli is giving his apologies over the radio. I don't know if he's trying to look up or maybe just didn't put enough steering input on the truck. Maybe got a little tight. So your top 5 here right now is Lytle, Dewar, Thomas, Carlson, Monticelli. And a lot of these trucks behind here, Capuano, lineman, I think he got involved in one of the wrecks already. Beers, DJ Weeks, who was just involved in that last wreck. Johnny Eckert, they round out your top 10. So once we get going back to green flag racing, there's not going to be a lot of time to get things done. See how this plays out. I believe we'll be getting the one to go this time by, and that will make it go to a green-white. I think we're going to get an actual green-white checkered. Not a natural one. This will be lap number 29 once they hit the stripe this time by. So again, Johnny Thomas in 3rd position. We've seen the wreck he got into at the start of half number 1 could really turn his luck around, his night around, if he can even get a victory or stay close to that 3rd place position. With some of the other chasers' luck here throughout the rest of this first half and even the second half as well. That'd be good news for him, but anything can happen in a green-white checkered situation here at Daytona.
1 to green.
As we are getting the 1 lap to green. A couple more laps added, or at least 1 more lap added to the scoreboard. We'll have 31 laps here tonight for half number 2 at least. Settle this one out. So Lytle's gonna have Johnny Thomas on his bumper, and Carlson will have, or Dewar will have Carlson behind him. Kind of what we've seen right before the caution came out. Let's see who's gonna work together better here in crunch time. We're going to have a green-white checker to settle this one out. It's going to get wild, folks. I have a feeling. Some guys that never went to victory lane. I don't think Dewar's been to victory lane here in OSCA Truck Series action. Carlson, Monticelli.
I haven't. You haven't.
Yep, Carlos has, and I haven't been to victory lane yet. Well, we've been to victory lane interviewing people, so I'm counting it. We're in victory lane every week, Carlos.
If that makes you feel better about yourself.
It does. I feel good about that. I'm counting it. But we'll see who gets to go to victory lane for real. Once we settle this one out, Pace Truck's going to get ready to dive off. There he's going to take the sharp turn down pit road. Green flag's back out. Tate Lytle's going to lead him to the green flag. We're going to settle this one out here. 2 laps to go. And if we make it to the next, if we make it to the stripe next time by, that will officially end the race. Or we could have more green, white checkered finishes. And what a start by Johnny Thomas and Tate Lytle pushing themselves up to the front. Dewar's going, Dewar goes around. I think off the front of Carlson as they were making aggressive moves. And now Johnny Thomas takes the lead on the top side over Tate Lytle, getting a push from Austin Beers. Where did he come from? With a charging roar on the outside, side by side. We're going to take the white flag this time by. Oh, they're wrecking.
No caution.
No caution yet. They're going to take the white flag. Here we go. We're going to take a look at exactly what happened there. Looks like Johnny Thomas out front. Can he come back around one more time? Finished about dead last. Can he go from worst to first this time? But he's Austin Beers. Beers gets in the back of him. Oh, man, almost goes around.
There they go.
Lytle pushes. Oh, they're wrecking behind him. Lytle, the whole field. Johnny Thomas is all by himself. It looks like this is his race to lose. Adam Tempe, I believe he got through. Carlson's in second. They're still wrecking on the backstretch. Wow, what a wild finish. They almost wrecked about 5 times. Johnny Thomas is going to cruise to this victory. And how about this? Coming to the stripe, maybe if they had one more lap, they might have had something for him. Carlson and Kenton, what a finish. Johnny Thomas wins half number 2 from worst to first. Woo! What a finish once again. A lot of torn up race cars at the end of this race, and Johnny Thomas got exactly what he needed, and that was to get into victory lane. After that dismal run in the first half, I almost want to see what happened if we can find that Carlos. Right when Johnny Thomas got sideways. Oh, we're trying. We're trying to get there. Oh man, Capuano almost sneaking through, not able to get by. And I'm not sure. Tepe looked like he got through for a second, but maybe got involved after the apron transition. What a wild finish. The fireworks are going off here at Daytona. And at this point, too, Thomas is off the pace after Beers got him sideways, and then Capuano getting in the back end. Oh, and Beers narrowly missing the 83 of Johnny Thomas. And as calamity ensued, and there you see the 83 burning it down. Again, literally going from worst to first in both halves. 31st, half number 1, first in half number 2. What a turnaround. And how about, guys, we might get to interview guys we haven't yet interviewed, and that's Kyle Carlson in the 18 and Alex Kenton in the 72, who came home in 3rd, Adam Tepe in 4th, David If I Were a Carpenter in 5th, Kynan Jones, how about that? He had some tough luck to start it out. He comes home in 6th, Vincent Isabella 7th, Robert Hill Jr. in 8th, Davis Warren 9th, and Dallas Myhand comes home in 10th. What a wild ride. And even Dewar, I believe he was 24th on the last lap. Looked like his, night was all lost. We came back in 17th after all that calamity happened on the backstretch. So what a run. And what a way to wrap up the night. But first, we do have some interviews to go through here. So first up from half number 1, we'll bring in our winner, and that was DJ Weeks in half number 1. And, man, I think for the most part, for most of the guys out there tonight, it was a tale of 2 halves.
Oh, yeah, the second half was going to go well, too, but I think some netcode took out the whole lead pack there. So, hey, it was a good night for me. I mean,
yeah, getting that win and describe that a little bit. We had Tate up here in the booth. He was after he wrecked out, he was guest announcing, and he thought you were maybe blocked on that bottom side, and maybe Vincent just opened up that bottom lane a little bit. What did you kind of see from your cockpit?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna make a move high regardless, just to try something, but he kind of shaded over there and just left the whole bottom open. I was like, well, if you're gonna go up there, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. And I had my teammate behind me, and I figured he would stay with me on the bottom, so I got lucky on that. But it was a good race. Yeah, I brought the black truck out for Dale, so it was fun to win here.
So you can say you did it for Dale. Heck yeah, I like
Did it
that.
for Dale.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you got to see a lot of your teammates to rack up a lot of wins this season. Well, especially maybe just Johnny, but it's got to feel pretty good to get one under your belt here tonight as well.
Yeah, Richmond broke a curse there, and I didn't even know what to expect. I got home like 15 minutes before the race started, so I was just trying to get a decent finish tonight, and I was there, so it feels good. And Johnny's still way ahead of points, so it's just gonna be a miracle still, but we'll try it.
Try is about all you can do. And next week, going into Rockingham, what do you feel your chances going into next week?
It's a track that I've normally liked in the past. I'm good at saving tires, so I think it plays well for me as long as we can get some green runs. But it's gonna be tough for people. Turn 2 comes out pretty quick, and I think it's gonna claim some lives there.
Yeah, it's definitely the Rock is a tough one to conquer there as well. But with that, congratulations on your win. But before you head out, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, of course. Thanks to Vic and Dallas for putting this league on. Thanks you guys for broadcasting every race. It's always good to talk to you guys. My team at Outlaw Racing, best teammates you can ask for. I mean, we came in 1, 2, 3, and 4 in points, and I think we're gonna leave here 1, 2, 3, 4 in points. So we're gonna finish out strong.
Finish out strong indeed, and hopefully good luck to you next week at Rockingham, and hopefully we'll see you right up here in the booth next week.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
You bet. That was DJ Weeks, winner of half number 1. And next up, we got the boys that conquered Daytona here in half number 2. First up, Alex Kenton in the 72. We'll bring him up into the broadcast booth. And Alex, man, there was a lot going on in that last lap. Maybe describe how you finished third in that one.
Well, first one, I'm not sure how I made through that one with that nick out of the right rear quarter panel, but then the turn 2 incident, I just saw the roadblock. Left turn's nature, so continue left.
Continue left, and it worked indeed, and it had to feel pretty good to know you were in the top 3 once the checkered flag flew.
Yeah, in all honesty, I didn't really know until I had the rest of the team yelling in my ear saying I got third.
Oh man, awesome! So yeah, first time up in the booth. That's awesome, and and also got to say too, it felt like, did you think even at the end there when Johnny Thomas was all by him as lonesome, did you think there was anything that you could have done to maybe get that run and maybe get by him?
To be honest, yeah. Kind of quote Kyle Busch, if I would have stuck with the 18, we both could have probably had him.
Oh, so you kind of got a little greedy for second place?
Yes.
Well, I can't blame. Putting myself, if I put myself in that situation, it's easy to go back, and look at it. Your hindsight's 20/20, but trying to go for second, not knowing if you're going to catch him or not. I know how that goes. But yeah. So next week we head to Rockingham. Are we expected to see you out there, and how do you feel heading into Rockingham?
Truthfully, I haven't tried in the truck yet.
Ooh.
I've done ARCA multiple times. I like the ARCA on it. I'm gonna have to get some practice in with the trucks. But
Well, at least you have some seat time in it, so it shouldn't be too foreign to you.
Yeah, we'll see.
See how it goes. But with that, any shout-outs you want to give here tonight?
Yeah, Adam Peeler, who got all this together. That's how it all kind of started, Nurse Aviator Racing. Thanks to Star to getting us into OSCA, and Vic and everybody who puts on the show.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks again for joining us, and now you got into the booth for the first time for an interview. I do tell everyone this just to be fair, but I hope to hear more from you in the future.
I hope to be back here too. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be here very often because there's a couple people ahead of me that I still got to learn from.
Hey, learning's the first step of it, and next thing you know, you'll be up here more than you think.
Well, we'll hope so.
All right, Alex, awesome run here tonight. Congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll let you go celebrate.
All right, thank you.
You bet. That was Alex Kenton who came home P3 here in half number 2. Next up, our second place finisher in the 18, Kyle Carlson. What a finish there, Kyle. And looked like at both halves he had chances to get some pretty solid finishes. He finished 11th, I believe, in half number 1, second in half number 2. Kind of describe your night a little bit and how wild it was.
Oh, I was just trying to pick my moves and just try to stay up front, wait for the moment to arise. And I thought I don't remember what lap it was. I think it was right on the restart when the guy in front of me came up and then came down and then spun off me. I thought that was my race done, and I was just going to be watching, but some crazy crap happened, that's for sure. I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty lucky to be where I am right now, but that's Daytona for you.
That's Daytona indeed. I had to ask Kenton also, when you seen that it looked like the track was dang near clogged. What was kind of going through your mind as you came up on that wreck?
I have a wide open apron. Might as well take it.
Yes, indeed. And we also asked Kenton too that he said if he would have stayed behind you, that maybe you guys could have caught the lonely man, Johnny Thomas, who did end up getting the victory. Do you feel that if that 72 stuck to your bumper, you might have a shot at the win?
I feel like I don't think so, because we both had a minor amount of damage and there just wasn't enough time.
Wasn't enough time, but hey, still an awesome finish here tonight, and both halves showing some muscle here at Daytona. But next week we head to Rockingham, and what do you feel about your chances going to next week?
I'm gonna have to definitely put in a lot of time on that track. The high banks on that short track. It just is uncomfortable. I need to get used to it.
Well, that's what they call it, the rock, man. It's not supposed to be comfortable. That is for sure. But before we send you off here tonight, we're gonna give you a chance to give some shout outs.
I'm just thankful for my team, Holotype Racing. They are awesome people, and they are just so much fun to be around. And they were really helpful with me tonight. We were trying to stay together as best we could. Also, a shout out to the Nurse Aviator guys, because I think without you guys, we would have definitely been in a lot more trouble. So I think we made a good alliance today, and we were able to get a couple strong finishes for our teams.
Yeah, good strong runs. Even Monticelli, a couple of your other teammates running up front there as well. But with that, we'll let you go celebrate that second place finish, and hopefully we'll see you again here in the near future up in the booth.
Yep, I have the brats cooking on the grill already.
All right, you gotta crack open a beer as well. All right, thanks, Kyle.
See you later.
Yep, see ya. Kyle Carlson coming home P2 in half number 2, and next up is gonna be the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who went from worst in half number 1 to first in half number 2. It's none other than Mr. Excitement, Johnny Thomas. Johnny, what the heck? What the heck happened to both those races? You had a wild, eventful night.
I know, from 0 to hero. I'm a little bit under the weather, so this makes me feel a little bit better winning these things. But I was disappointed, man. The first race, I fully expect to be top 3 at Daytona and Talladega. Anytime we come and play tracks, these are my best tracks. I'm pretty good at them. And we got wrecked out there early. Just some guys not using their head, and ended up last. Not a good day for the points. We could have really had a solid points day if I just would have finished maybe top 10 that first race. And then second race, I really didn't have any care in the world, and we drove up there from last. Got with Tate and some of the other sad guys, and just you just kind of want to sit in there first, second, and third, and hope that you can miss the wrecks. And that's what we did. And I got I got a little squirrely from Austin. He gave me a big push, and I saved it somehow. But I think in turn it crashed the whole field. So I'm happy that all those guys crashed behind me, and I'm also happy that those two guys behind me were racing each other. All they had to do was draft, and they would have caught me. So they weren't too smart, but it was a good day.
See, well, it's weird because we interviewed both Carlson and Kenton, who finished behind you. Kenton, who finished third, who made the move to go to second, he was like, I'm a dummy. I should have stayed behind him. And then Carlson didn't think he was going to be able to catch you guys in time.
Yeah, I think I hit 170 mile an hour, and that'd probably be like a 10, 15 mile an hour difference. And it was a whole half a lap when they were about a second and a half behind. They would have caught me. It might have been close, but I think they should have tried. It reminded me of that Bud shootout when Kyle Busch was really mad at Alex Bowman because he didn't work with him. But I'm happy I got a win. I've been in this big slump here the last 3 months. It's kind of took the wind out of me in sim racing, and I've just kind of been staying behind the scenes with OSCA and getting all that ready for next season. But as far as behind the wheel, man, I've been slumping bad, and this is fun to win an OSCA.
Yeah, and a fun one indeed. And yeah, you're talking about that incident when Beers got behind. He gave you that good push, and for one, it was an incredible save. It didn't seem to bunch up that whole pack, but I don't know if you went back and looked at the replay how close Beers almost came down into you too.
Yes.
Yeah, could have been very close into that as well.
That's a big thing with these plate tracks. Anywhere in general is net code can be really bad. So when I saw Beers and Tate and another car make contact, and I saw Beers come down, you got to be, looking in your rearview mirror, because if you see that car coming down, then you got to come down. And if you notice, I go down into the apron a little bit, and I think if I didn't go down the apron, I would have been clipped. Luckily, netcode didn't play a role in that, and I didn't get clipped and sent to the outside wall, but it was very close. I did go back and watch it.
Oh man, it was crazy indeed. And I think after that first race finishing 31st, that's a tough pill to swallow, being in the chase, but also getting that win. Carlos knows this, and I'm not very good at math, but compared to a lot of the other guys, other chasers that had some rough goes of it in both halves, really. Maybe it might even your night out. Maybe at least tread a little water here tonight. So that's gonna feel pretty good.
Yeah, I thought I had a good shot at the championship. I know I had a pretty big point differential, but all year I feel like I've been a top 3 truck. I've just been doing a little bit more gambling and kind of just running silly and stupid, and it's cost me a lot of points in the regular season. But the chase, I was gonna buckle down, and what could have been. It's been like that for me for last couple of weeks here with Elite and then with OSCA, but I'm having this league is so much just fun to do, and I enjoy it running with it every week. And we'll go to these next 2 races, see what we can do.
Yeah, and next week. For first off, I actually got to say that's why we call you Mr. Excitement. You got to do the crazy stuff. Yeah, you got to live up to that.
It's the only league I do this in. I'm usually pretty reserved in all the other ones, but
I know it's when I race with you in the lead. It's like I call him Mr. Excitement, and he's pretty mellow on the racetrack. But anyway, next week heading into Rockingham, how are you feeling about your chances next week?
I've always ran good there. The trucks, I haven't been in the trucks there in a while, a long time, but I think we'll have good top 5 speed, and we'll see what happens with the inverts and that first and second race, and hopefully challenge the big guys with Eckert and Good and them guys. All
right, yeah, I'll see if best of luck to you next week. And before we send you off to celebrate your victory here tonight, we'll let you do some shoutouts.
Yeah, first off, David Westergreen invited me into this league, and he had me on his team, and I don't really join teams that often, and he invited me on, and it's been fun racing with him and forming a relationship with him. He's a really, really good dude. So I want to thank those guys. Belly Up Sports, they've been partnered with me for a long, long time now, and they have a great relationship. And you see OSCA coming up. I don't want to give a shout out to OSCA, but we're coming up there. We're preparing for that season. It's fast approaching, and we're about ready to kick off here in a couple months. But Vic made a really awesome paint scheme.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Once I seen your paint scheme, I was actually a little excited too for that season coming up. So, but yep, still some business to be had here.
That's right. Yeah, 2 more races. Try to get some more trophies.
Yeah, that's right. Well, again, congratulations again, Johnny. What a turn of events here for you tonight, and go celebrate and maybe catch you back up here next week after another win.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for broadcasting this.
You bet. That was Johnny Thomas, 0 to hero, as he said, going from 31st to 1st in both halves. And with that, we'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. You can be sure to follow OSCA on Twitter at race_OSCA at twitter.com. Be sure to check out the updated points, as stuff should be shuffling up quite a bit here after Daytona. And again, as I mentioned before, next week we'll be headed to the Rockingham, North Carolina, and we're gonna settle out in round number 2 of the chase, and I'll be right here on 3 Wide Television, same time next week. Until then, for Carlos and myself, good night now.